MAC championships continue to come to Poughkeepsie as Marist Softball defeats Iona in the MAC championship game. They become the first school since the 2019 Monmouth to go back-to-back and the first school since the 2010 to 2012 Iona Gales to win 3 championships in 4 years. Thanks for joining us. Alongside me is Nate Babcock. I'm Nick Chiarito. Nate, what a way to end the season.
What a way to end the season. You come into it with a huge target on your back and respond by going 24-3 in MAC play. And then you look at the tournament. In their 3 games, no one even came within 4 runs of them. It was Sacred Heart in the first game, and then they just went back-to-back on Iona.
They averaged 8 runs per game in the tournament. Why don't you take us through what happened in that MAC championship game?
Let's see what happened in that MAC championship game. It was against Iona after they beat them in the semifinals. Ava Metzger was in the circle, but it was Samantha Rogers at the plate, hit a double down the right field line as Sienna Kunze would go on to score, giving Marist an early 1-0 lead. Both Rogers and Kunze were both selected to all-championship team. Bottom of the 5th, runner at first, same score. Peyton Pusey takes one to center field for a home run. That's her 8th of the year, extending the Marist lead to 3 in the tournament. Pusey had a .545 batting average, 7 RBIs, 2 home runs, and was the first position player to win championship MVP since 2015. That hit also tied Haley R for most hits in program history. But Haley R was having none of that. She wanted to take that record right back and hit a home run into right center as Marist extended their lead to 4-0. 4 RBIs in the tournament was good enough to get R an all-championship team nod.
Yeah, R had no idea that her record was on the line, but she holds it for now.
She holds it for now, and Haley Guerrero trying to make something happen down 4-0. She grounds out to Livia Wiltsey, makes the play to first, and Marist goes on to win back-to-back MAC championships. Let's see what head coach Joe Asano had to say about the win.
I'll tell you what, man, you give all the credit to the kids. They've worked hard. They haven't stopped working, and, I think it was a testament to our schedule, that we played such a tough schedule that, we got to the MAC and we were prepared, and they just brought great at-bats. They pitched well, played good defense, and I couldn't be more proud. You see what she's done this year. She beat South Carolina. She threw a 3-hitter against Arizona State. So she actually didn't pitch much against Iona down there because she fell, and, we wanted to make sure she was okay. And, I knew she was going to be ready for the job today.
Nate, you could hear in the crackle in his voice that this one meant a little bit more to Joe Asano. This is his 5th MAC championship. He won 3 straight Coach of the Years, 5 total. Is it fair to say that he's created a dynasty in Poughkeepsie?
Absolutely. I don't know how you call it anything other than a dynasty. 3 championships in 4 years, 5-time, back-to-back-to-back, 3 times in a row. He won Coach of the Year. He's steering the ship, and he's brought them to land.
What really made this so shocking for him is the turnover. Last year, there were 7 players that graduated. A lot of them were either key parts to creating one of the best defenses in the MAC, or 3 of them in particular, Kaylie Myers, Maya McDonald, Maddie Placets, were 3 of the best players to ever come through the MAC. And then all of a sudden, these freshmen come in, they live up to their hidden potential, and some of the pitching, they're elite. 2 of them haven't even played in a MAC playoffs yet, and yet they were the 2 pitchers that led the way.
I think it says a lot about Joe Asano. Once again, the standard that he sets for his players is just so great. On the field, off the field, he really prides himself on creating a 4-year program for these players in all aspects of their life. It's not just softball. So when you are off the field holding them accountable for their grades, it's going to trickle onto the field, and you're going to have a successful season like they did with such a young team.
I was talking with Haley R. and Ava Metzger a couple days ago, and Haley in particular, 5 of her friends, that she came in with graduated last year. She was kind of worried about how this year would go. She said she was shocked by how much fun she was having. She wanted to come to the field every day. Obviously, having Ava right by her side helped a lot because they are childhood best friends. And if you just look at how they interacted with one another, they were playing for the girl beside them. And if you look across the tournament, they've scored 24 runs. Last year, they only scored 13. Granted, the pitching last year was a little bit better than it was this year. But 8 runs against Sacred Heart, 12 runs against Iona. So many home runs. Anna Sadlowski hitting a home run against Sacred Heart. You had, I believe, 3 home runs in that first game against Iona and then 2 more in the second game. it was an all-around great performance.
It was an all-around great performance, and I think it ties back into their culture. All of them were wearing scuba gear, doing their scuba celebrations after nearly every hit. It was really just fun to see. Last year they did the Wigs, and I think the culture around this softball team is something special. Joe Asano didn't even know what was going to happen next, so it keeps everyone guessing.
No, it really felt like they didn't play with too much pressure on them. But
Absolutely.
just 8 hours after their MAC championship win, that means they got a nod to the NCAA tournament. ESPN had their selection show. Last year, Marist was a 3 seed, the first ever in MAC history, but they were the worst 3 seed, and they got matched up with number 1 Texas A&M. This year, they weren't a 3 seed, but they were a very high 4 seed according to where they got placed going to Lubbock, Texas to face the Texas Tech Raiders. They were the 6th best 4 seed. So let's take a look at their reaction. Moving on to the Lubbock regional bracket, double elimination as normal. Marist plays Texas Tech in the second game today, while the first game is between Ole Miss and Boston University. The winners of those games will go on to play in the second round of the winners bracket, and the losers go down to the elimination bracket. The winner of the elimination game move on to the second round of the elimination game, where they will play the loser of the second round in the winners bracket. The winner in the second round of the winners bracket goes on to the regional final, and the winner of the second game in the elimination bracket goes on to the regional final. The team coming out of the elimination bracket needs to win 2 games, while the team coming out of the winners bracket needs to win 1, and the winner of that regional goes on to play the winner of the Gainesville regional, who plays them in the Gainesville Super Regional.
I think the reaction kind of says it all.
I know, it was a little all over the place, and you should go back and watch Ava Metzger's reaction in the back left corner if you haven't.
Yeah, Olivia Wilties is funny as well. It's stiff competition for Joe Asano and these Red Foxes. You look at Texas Tech this season, 20 shutouts and a 1.62 ERA overall as a team. You heard that right, 1.62. And 20 shutouts. They are just a spectacular program.
I mean, they were the best team in the Big 12. They had the Player of the Year, Co-Pitcher of the Year, but they lost the Big 12 championship game against Arizona State, who Marist played earlier in the season. And when Ava Metzger was on the mound for them, she only allowed 3 runs. As a matter of fact, she has a 2.15 ERA against ranked opponents this year. So I'm fully expecting her to get the start against Texas Tech.
Absolutely. It's really going to have to come from her. She has had a fantastic season against these top talents, and you had success against South Carolina. You beat a ranked team, and last year you won a tournament game. Obviously, it's not all the same players, but the standard is still set. You know who you are, and you really just have to tie it all together in these opening games.
And the other 2 teams, you have Ole Miss from the SEC. Although they went 6-18 in conference play, they did beat ranked South Carolina, and they also beat Tennessee, who is a number 2 seed in the regional. And then Boston University, they dominated the Patriot League. They had they had the Player of the Year, the Pitcher of the Year, the Defensive Player of the Year, and the Coach of the Year. They had 8 players on an all-PL team.
They hit the full cycle for awards. So, they also had 15 shutouts. That's BU. And then Ole Miss, 11 shutouts. These are some fantastic teams and really some stiff competition for these Red Foxes.
I mean, what's your key?
My key is the same thing as I said before going into the MAC tournament or the MAC championships. It's about maintaining composure. Last year, you win a tournament game. You beat South Carolina, who was a ranked team, and you have all these talented players. It's about the consistency in their lineup. We talked about Sienna. They go as far as Gracie Goey. But this team, you don't know where it's going to come from. It can come from anyone at any at-bat at any time during the game. It is really just spectacular how versatile their offense attack is. And you just got to go up to the plate, swing confidently. It just takes one bad pitch to get on the board. So I think that's the key to the game, just staying composed and knowing who you are.
I mean, for me, I'm going the opposite way. I'm going with pitching, especially against Texas Tech, a team that has a 12.19 OPS.
Ooh.
A team OPS of 12.19. That's incredible. And as I stated before, Ava Metzger, a 2.15 ERA against ranked opponents this year. If she can minimize those opportunities for Texas Tech or Ole Miss to score, if they play Ole Miss, then that allows their offense to get ready, as you stated. But I do know that this team feels very strong about having a chance to beat Boston University because the pitcher of the year, Casey Ricard, appeared in 49 games, and there is a chance that she could hit the wall and give Marist their second ever win in an NCAA game.
Yep, it's going to be a tough one, but I think you keep confident, and they shock the world. Shock the world.
I mean, a lot of these teams are playing for an opportunity to get into this regional who haven't already. But unfortunately, for somber news, this is me and Nate's last show. Nate, is there anything that you want to say as a final goodbye?
It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun, but it's time to go. It's been a fantastic start to the on-air career. I'm happy to say that it came with the Red Fox Report. It's been a pleasure to work alongside people like Nick Chiarito, Gene Barbieri, and the list of names that we're about to rattle off. Everyone has just made this start to my career as clean as a runway takeoff as it could have been. So a big thank you to everybody.
And he just told me 5 minutes before this that he's got a job interview lined up. Nothing guaranteed yet, but I definitely wish you the best of luck. I've been here for all 4 years of the Red Fox Report. This show has grown tremendously, and I can't wait to see where this goes. And obviously, a big thank you to our faculty advisor, Chris Riviezzo, and his producing the sportscast classes both fall and spring. Our socials team, Quinn, DiFiore, Kaylie, DeChicchis, who I hope is having a great time down in Lubbock, Luca, Rienzo, Amanda Gorrin, and Jack Dovaras. Our associate producers, Lucas Baquero, Mike Schiavone, also down in Lubbock, Tommy Barry, and Tommy Mansfield, who I hope I had a great time abroad. Our talent, Jordan Rosen, James Matei, Jake Cialino, Pat Cipher, Sarah Fisher, Johnny Martirano, Jonathan Turner, JJ Garcia, and our other two co-hosts, Mike Duda and William Rosen. And last but not least, our executive producer, Eugene Barbieri. He's been running the ship for the last 2.5 years, and we would not be here without him.
No, we would not. We love you, Gene. We love everyone who's made this possible. It doesn't happen without every name that we just rattled off. It is unbelievable that we are looking at the camera for the last time.
Yeah. Marist takes on Texas Tech later today at 4:30 p.m. on ESPN+. Saying farewell for one last time, Nate Babcock, Nick Chiarito.
So
Adios.
long.